My name is Daniel, and the definition of a classic is something that's judged over a period of time to be the highest quality and outstanding of its kind.
Where's that definition from?
I made it.
Did you make that up?
Yeah, and yeah. Metamorphosis.
Yeah.
I would next.
What about, okay.
Okay, sorry. My name is Gianluca, and my book is Atonement, and my definition of a classic is something that can be talked about over the next years of its release. It's something that gives a great influence to those of its time, and also a book that has several layers and complexity that has other readers entertained, and yes.
All right. My name is Dylan Sheffield, and my book is The Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. And my definition, stop looking like that, Nathan. My definition, shut up. My definition of like a classic book, stop smirking, is like like how classic books like stay relevant even after so many years, and especially like how timeless they're. Like even after so many years, you can still read it, and it'll leave that same impact, and it'll leave that same influence on you. And they're just leave a lasting impression. And they're usually easy to read, and like have good hooks. Like they have. Really? I feel like they're mostly like not easy, but like you enjoy reading them. And they also like heavily influence other authors.
Yes.
Nathan.
My name is Nathan. I also read The Metamorphosis.
Gerald Weiss.
Gerald Weiss. And I think a classic is a book that is meant to articulate universal themes like love or death or morality or anything stop. Anything in any period of life you can relate to, and they leave memorable impacts on a reader and can affect someone's life. I also have a quote. Alan Bennett, who is a modern English playwright and author, he defined a classic as a book everyone is assumed to have read and often thinks they have read themselves.
Oh, that was beautiful. That was tough.
All right.
Fire.
I'm Fern, and I read Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka.
Oh my God, Franz Kafka.
Franz
Franz
Kafka.
Kafka, yeah.
Franz Kafka.
Franz Kafka. In my opinion, the word classic means a work of art recognized and established value. So, Metamorphosis is a classic in the fact that it's a simple outline and it goes in depth of dark and deep inner minds of people, and it appeals to be timeless and it goes in like the subconscious thoughts of what people think like throughout like working or whatever, and yeah.
Okay, your turn, Ian.
Ian, you got this.
So my name's Ian Ellis, and I think books are considered to be classics
Speak up.
if they withstand the test of time. And so for my book, The Call of the Wild, it's a pretty old book. So
How old is it? Several years.
Louder.
Yeah, can you raise your decibels?
Yeah, it was published in 1903. So
Okay, thank you, Ian.
Very old.
I looked
book,
up the
so,
definition
yeah.
of classic, by the way. I didn't make it up.
Ian, anything else you want to say about your why it's considered a classic?
I'm pretty good.
All right, thank you, Ian.
Okay.
Okay.
What makes your book a classic?
I think that the themes of Metamorphosis are classic.
Why?
Because it leaves a
At least
lasting
it's very
influence,
it's very
a lasting
it's
impact.
very memorable,
It
and
is.
it goes over important subjects like the two main themes
And mental
isolation
illnesses.
and alienation. Yeah.
Why? Why is that?
Yeah.
Because
What is that?
Franz Kafka
Why
is
do you
just,
think mental illness?
Oh, 100%. What do you mean why? Because his themes are like,
Trying to make a video.
oh,
The Metamorphosis explores like thought-provoking themes.
yes,
like
yeah,
alienation.
makes you think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. It goes in the
Isolation.
unsubconscious thoughts. of
Exactly,
people.
and like existentialism is a huge piece of that book.
Yeah.
And it also explores like confusion and uncertainty.
Yeah. It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else? Did anyone else read anything?
It's like influence or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it leaves it, like you read it
Influential, yeah.
when you read it,
And also,
impact.
You leave that book, you finish that book with an impact.
especially for people who can like relate to stuff like that.
Impacted mine.
Leave
Like,
a W print.
Really go to
in your
the
mind.
not even. Especially for people who can like relate to like his themes, like sorry,
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah, I wrote about that.
Yeah,
A lot of
like
people can relate to
isolation.
that.
and
Yeah,
like
that's what I said.
that's what Nathan said apparently.
But go ahead. No.
He did not say that.
Yes, I did.
He spoke
exactly.
about
And, like if you're
unconscious thoughts.
if you
No,
don't
that's
really
what I
have a
said in
good
my
connection
notes.
or communication
That's what I
with
put
your
in my
family,
Guys, relax.
it could that book could just like hit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
There's like pressure, like a job, and like having to like take
well,
care of
it's
family.
also
Exactly.
it's also family stuff.
Yeah,
like
like having to take care of family.
okay, like the
Just said
novel
that.
has relation to real life problems.
I just
and
said
events.
that.
Yeah, exactly. You experience day to day, like emotional and physical abuse.
Oh, abuse
Which
too,
is-
I guess.
Well, that's like a
And like
big part of it.
yeah, no.
him turning into a bug is like
Well, he can't provide for his family, and his family's kind of selfish.
Yeah,
they
they
kind of just resent him.
after
Yeah.
Gregor turns into a beetle, they just like find him as useless.
Not immediately.
Oh yeah, his sister takes care of him and like
Yeah,
It's okay.
really like and just takes care of him, but his father just
and like the what's it called, the maid, Char.
oh yeah
Charlie?
I think
Yeah,
so.
she's
Char-
like kind of like she's like very like verbally abusive.
yeah, I guess like yeah. She was just not nice in general.
what do you guys
Well, how do you pronounce his sister's name? Greet? Greta.
Greta.
I have no.
Greta Van
Greta.
Greta.
Greta Van Fleet.
I said
It's not, but there's
Greta.
no
Yeah.
It's G-R-E-T-E.
Greet. Or
Greta.
Greta. Greta.
What is that?
Greta.
We'll give
We'll
give Ian a chance to speak.
Okay, guys.
Okay.
I think my book is a classic because of its like extreme like symbolism on like adapting to the wild. Because my book's The Call of the Wild.
Yeah.
And Buck.
Are you wild?
So yeah, I'm wild. No, well, I'm about to say that. Alright. Yeah. Alright. Well, Buck.
Bro.
He basically like he adapts to his new surroundings because he was in Santa Clara, California, just living his life. And all of a sudden, he's in a dog pack, you know, like hunting
Yeah.
and finding gold in the cold.
Yeah.
And so basically,
How did that influence you?
because that symbolism is just like extreme symbolism, like that. It's like it like still like present to this day.
Did you find that book
Into the-
relatable in any
wait.
ways?
I did find it relatable because like adapting to your new surroundings, like
Okay, I like that.
because
Yeah.
I've like transferred to other schools, so it's like
That's
like a
like-
different environment.
It's
Yeah,
like a
exactly.
metamorphosis.
Yeah.
He's adapting to his new like condition.
His new life.
Yeah, like
So-
he
Except he
starts
didn't
to-
really adapt very well.
as he turns into the
But
book, he
isn't-
starts eating
isn't-
trash and stuff.
So I think the universal theme makes it an ultimate classic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't Call of the Wild like the dog like finds himself, or is it the I guess true nature? He goes back to his like roots.
He connects
It's like
with
the
his,
exact opposite of
His true dog.
It's like primordial
exact
instincts.
Alright. What do you next? Next.
I mean, I kind of already went in depth with how my book's a classic. I don't know if you guys were listening.
Alright, I'll talk about my book.
Okay.
did you
What did you
say?
say? Yeah.
Oh,
I missed that part.
Yo.
Stop
no, I was
spoiling
just
that.
saying how like, since my definition was like how a work of art recognizes and establishes value, that the Metamorphosis is a classic because it's simple in its outline, and it goes into like it's like really timeless, and it goes into deep dark depths of human mindsets. And, yeah, that's exactly what I said earlier, but I just thought it was classic like that because most books don't do that.
Yeah, the fact that Franz Kafka was able to connect with so many generations after the book was published, like 100 years after it, and that makes it a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
he speaks
that's
about
also like
bugs
a-
turning into humans.
Yeah, like
The other way.
this writing, this
That
story,
plays
like,
under
way
the theme
he
of
wrote it,
absurdity.
Yeah.
It may have influenced other writers
And
and
Metamorphosis. Oh, sorry.
probably inspired other stories. No, I'm
It's
done.
also like it's like a reflection of his own life.
Yeah, exactly.
In
Yeah.
some ways, yeah.
Yeah, like
It's like his own personal diary. It's like
A lot
own
of his
thoughts.
books are like that. It's like
Yeah.
he's just like
the trial
yeah. Well,
has nothing.
well, I said most.
I'm just kidding.
Or maybe I didn't.
All right.
Oh, I wasn't shunning you. I was just throwing the book out there.
Guys,
Okay.
oh, okay, sorry.
Now Luca, go.
No.
I think my book, Atonement, is like a classic because when you read the book, you kind of like feel some sort of like guilt towards the actual character because of what happens to him. Because he gets like accused of like sexual assault, rape of like a 14-year-old girl, and he gets accused by this little girl named Brianni because she's like she wants to be like a writer. And she's like a really big and like wide, imaginative. Wait,
I'd be so mad.
Imagination.
Imaginative.
Like mind. That like makes you like see things, like construct things that aren't actually there.
Yeah.
And so I guess when like reading the book, you feel like really bad for the guy.
Yeah.
He's like there's some
Dude, you gotta stop doing
there's
that.
some like bad things to him, but there's also some good things about him that like outshine the bad things. And
Yeah.
I think after you read that like book, you feel like get like a really like big like hole in your chest.
Yeah, like it just makes you feel
Like you
feel
say
for
empty.
the
Because like supposedly the guy at the end like dies. The guy who just dies after serving the war. 'Cause,
Yeah. And after trying to like prove himself
yeah.
guilty, I mean
Innocent.
innocent.
He dies because he has to go to the war for a little bit in order to like get out a bit early from prison. So he dies from like some like bullet wound in like part of his stomach,
Yeah.
and it's kind of sad to see. I think it's also a classic because influence and like print and like on people. Because some people like think dang, how is this writer make all those things like come to life? How he's like figure out how to like write them, and how to construct those like
Yeah.
type of like thoughts.
I get that.
Like a young girl might have.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like dang, you really do on that.
For real.
Yeah.
What influence did this book have on you?
I
in
feel like-
particular.
I think it's like good.
Sorry. I was like,
I think to like not lie, like not like misconcept stuff. Because she sees like the guy named Robbie accused. Like, his name is Robbie.
Go on.
So
Sorry.
he like sees her like with her sister, named Cecilia, and like he sees her like next to her as like she's getting undressed, but she got undressed because she had to go dive into a pond, into like a fountain for like a little piece of broken vase.
Okay.
So she thought like something like bad things were happening.
Yeah.
Because she saw it from a distance, she didn't see what was actually going on. She didn't get a conversation they were having.
She just saw it.
She saw it, so she's like, oh shoot,
Yeah.
they're gonna do some naughty things that are like over 18.
Over
It
18.
sucks.
Bro.
I feel like it would be like a
Impact. So it's like
like a
dang,
good classic.
you can't like just like get an idea based on what you see. You have to like know the whole entire story. You know what's going on. I think he's like left a big hole in me. It's like damn.
Yeah.
I left a big hole in you.
Yeah, right here.
A hole in his like.
No, it's just kind of sad to see. It's like the guy like dies. He loves the girl, the sister named Cecilia.
Did you enjoy reading that book, even though it left like a hole? In your
Yeah.
chest?
I read the whole book because like at the end,
Yeah.
the part I was like, I couldn't do it. But I like spoiled myself. And, like the guy actually dies.
Dang.
He dies.
I like
Kind
that.
of sad. All right, we are back after we had our lunch break.
There was a short little ad break.
Yeah.
And so now
Intermission.
we're gonna talk about our influence and where it came from when reading the book.
We're gonna talk
our
about
classic book. All right.
Oh yeah. So the Metamorphosis, like any Kafka sort of like work, has influenced like many authors now, and like after his time, like Albert Camus and Hemingway. It's clearly left like an imprint on like literature and like how people write, what they write about. You know? 'Cause, that's what like a classic does, as I've like already.
I think it leaves like a footprint
Yeah,
for people.
I kind of
like it leaves an influence and an impact on people.
Yeah. I kind of have the same thing to say, like Nathan.
Okay. And then elaborate.
Louder.
So like, the Metamorphosis has just like influenced a bunch of great writers to.
I wrote that down as well.
Yo.
I think Ian McEwan, the writer of Atonement, I think he did a good job with influencing other people. Because also other people like get some sort of influence from him. I didn't go into too deep into like his influences and like everyone that was like cast by it, but I know he definitely did a good job on his book and the influence points he gave to other writers and their pieces of work. I think it influenced me too. Because it's all about guilt, and I don't want that on my conscience. So I think it influenced me to not misaccept most things. So. Okay, why we're just like.
Would you like to add anything about Call of the Wild? How it's influenced?
So
Get closer. Get closer. They can't hear you.
Get up here.
So Call of the Wild, it like really influences like a lot of other writers, right? Right, John?
Right, but why is that? How?
Because of its incredible theme.
Yes, the message it sends
Yeah,
is just
the
so
message.
it's such a broad message.
Yeah, connecting
It
with
reaches
the
a bunch of
wild
different
stuff.
people.
You guys stop recording?
No,
No, we're still recording. Like, Fern wants to add something.
Burn is
What's
gonna
about influence?
yeah.
Like
What influence
us, or like
does
other-
our book have on other writers and
Or
other
us.
people or us? Yeah.
That it's an influence. Like they can get ideas.
Yeah.
But how does it influence
How does it
future generations?
The influence is influential.
Because they wrote it down, ideas for them. Yeah. Guys, I don't know what you want me to say. You guys, I just.
It allowed people. The Metamorphosis has really allowed more people to like explore themes that aren't typically like for like the norm, like existentialism and like absurdism.
Yeah, I think the same thing with Atonement because it takes like a darker pace than most other writers do. So
Metamorphosis was published in 1915, and I think that it's pretty ahead of its time for what it goes over, and the year was published. So
why is that? Why is it ahead of its time?
because it was published in 1915, and the themes of isolation and alienation are like weren't really talked about, I guess, that much in writing.
Okay, that's good. Anyone else want to say anything about influence?
It's also influenced people to like really get like their feelings on paper, like reflect on paper instead of fiction.
Yeah, about you, Ian, what do you
Oh,
want to
I want to talk about something. So, the influence for the Call of the Wild. So I think, so it basically portrays like it really connects with like Jack London's life, like the author, because he was in school and then dropped out of school and then went to Japan and then went to San
Hawaii.
Francisco and all that stuff. And this is still connecting with the theme of adaptation, like
Naruto.
go into a whole new environment and then just adapting, you know. And that's also like Jack London's influence on his book, and that book really influences other authors and like how they write and their writing style. So I think it was a great influence from the book.
That was quite beautiful.
You know Chris
You're welcome.
McCandless?
Chris, who?
Chris McCandless.
Chris McCann. Who's
He's
that?
like Jack London had like a big
He
influence
does
on
some
him. Like,
video, yeah.
well, he's not an author,
I
but
got
he
kicked
like
off of lacrosse team.
Jack London like
Me?
pretty sure like didn't he
What
like
happened?
like romanticize like the Yukon and like Alaska and stuff?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And he
Yeah.
went out and died because he wanted to be like a Jack London character.
No, I know exactly who Nathan's talking about, and yeah, Jack London really influenced a lot. So thank you, Jack London.
A big shout out
you know
to
him personally?
Chuck.
Did you know him personally?
Didn't he like die like an alcoholic?
He's
Oh,
my
just like
he's my
someone.
grandfather. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
I've met
Wait,
him
what?
too.
next question.
Just like some.
He knows your grandfather?
Yeah, he was my grandfather.
He is his grandfather. Yeah, Chuck
Really?
London.
Yeah.
What's your favorite book by him?
Call of the Wild. Yeah.
Why is that?
I think Daniel has something.
Because
to add.
it's one of his classic novels, and it's like throughout
Friend, do you
history
wanna-
and stuff.
You want to add anything
No,
about Metamorphosis?
Throughout history,
We, what?
About the Metamorphosis.
What
would you
about
like
it?
to add?
it really shows how wild.
What do you want me to add?
Whatever you want
Or
to
do
say
you, would
about
you
it.
like to
Next-
respond to his statement about Call of the Wild?
No,
About how
wait,
it's
yeah.
influenced.
It criticizes his capitals.
Oh.
I think I'm good, guys. Thanks. I kind of said everything in the beginning of what I needed to
No,
say.
you did not.
Like the man in the suit. Like,
Oh yeah, the men.
Like so like. Like in the sense of like work.
What do you
like
think's
he's-
more
he's
classic,
no longer
Call of the
in
Wild or
it.
Metamorphosis?
He can't provide for his family and kind of going.
Started
Yeah. Yeah, right.
John Luca, what do you think?
Oh,
is more
I don't know. What?
is more like which one do you think is like
More of a classic.
more of a
I
classic?
think I heard more about Metamorphosis than like Call of the Wild, because I've seen the Call of the Wild movie.
Yeah.
I don't think I would see it as a classic, because I think it was more for like kids. I was like really like that.
Well, the movie.
I
The
just
movie.
know, I
is-
just know the
Yeah,
book
so I mean,
Into the Wild.
I know more like the movie than the book. I don't see like the movie
Call of
as something that's like based off of
It's a
classic.
real life event.
Alright,
Interview.
podcast. So, the impact of the Call of the Wild really sets how it became a classic novel. Yeah. So,
Ooh,
yeah,
that's
so,
good.
I mean, there's a whole movie on the book. I mean, it's
No,
definitely
really.
a classic.
You have a
book,
point.
you know?
I think
Ian has a point.
Did you watch the movie?
Wait, there's
Okay,
also
well,
a
okay.
movie on
So-
Metamorphosis.
So
Isn't that
the quote that I said at the beginning,
a lot
when
of
Alan
You think
Alan
read the
Bennett,
book a lot?
the playwright and author,
Yeah,
he
definitely.
defined it as like as a book everyone is assumed to have read and often thinks they have read themselves. It's like a classic is a book that you hear about.
If
frequently,
you
like,
bring up the
consistently, like,
Metamorphosis, to
I feel
someone,
like many people like know the name Metamorphosis or at least like Call of the Wild.
yeah, they'll know
Yeah.
what
And you
those
resonate
titles
with it.
are,
It's like
and they'll know about it and know what it is.
And the enduring legacy of the book still lives on, you know. So
Yeah,
that's
it does.
that's definitely what
Like
makes
Huckleberry
it a classic.
Finn.
A classic is defined as a book that is like still read to this day,
Yeah,
in
it's
my
still-
opinion.
It's like
Yeah.
Still
Huckleberry.
widely known, even throughout history.
Okay,
Excuse me.
well, we are done with this podcast.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Subscribe and hit the bell for Starla's YouTube channel. Hope you guys enjoy.
Be sure to smash that like button.
We were all talking at the same time too. Maybe
Wait, what?